Item: SCP-482. Object Class: Euclid. Special Containment Procedures: SCP-482 was recovered during an experiment being conducted by Dr. Straitjacket. After initial containment, SCP-482 was turned over to Dr. for documentation and analysis. Dr. Bright and Dr. are to be notified immediately should there be any changes to SCP-482 or any duplicates found. While it is not being tested, SCP-482 is to be stored in Containment Locker, located at site. Access to the locker is restricted to Level 2 personnel and above. Such access, and all activities thereafter, are to be logged and recorded within 24 hours of completion. The maximum time limit for testing of SCP-482 is 1 hour after mutations manifest. All subjects who have reached or exceeded this point while in contact with SCP-482 are to be immediately terminated. Before autopsy and disposal, SCP-482 is to be recovered first and separated from the subject's body. Localized thermal cleansing protocol is then to be performed on the body after autopsy and any biological samples or personnel deemed contaminated by the test subject. Description: SCP-482 is a black leather straitjacket of similar make to the brand. Although the jacket seems to made for the medium size, testing has shown that it can fit most body sizes. Subjects with larger body types report, however, that they feel compressed or suffocated while wearing it. The words "made in Chaoyan, China hand wash only no acerigena powder" are present on the manufacturer's tag in faded text. Neither the factory nor the item acerigena exist on any known records. Finally, while there are no obvious signs of wear and tear on the item, there are several small cuts on the straps. Analysis has shown that these could not have been inflicted by anyone wearing SCP-482. Testing has shown that while immune to any damage due to body changes occurred by the subject, it can be damaged by external forces as normal for an object of this material. Further destructive testing on SCP-482 has been suspended due to the lack of viable duplicates. SCP-482 has two known effects, occurring in a linear fashion once the item is worn. These have been identified as time points alpha and beta. Experiments have shown that while the effects of time point alpha fade after loss of contact with SCP-482, those inflicted by beta are permanent. Time point alpha refers to the initial stage of exposure to SCP-482. This exposure time lasts a varied period between 1 and 6 hours that a subject wears SCP-482. The item can be removed before alpha elapses completely without ill effect. During this period, the subject feels mentally better. Any mental afflictions that the subject possesses, regardless of degree or intensity, are negated completely. Any medication being taken by the subject has its effects completely negated as well. Foundation standard psychological tests return results consistent with a baseline normal, mentally stable individual. Upon separation of the subject and SCP-482, the mental illnesses return in full force, along with the side effects of any medication. Multiple sessions wearing SCP-482 have continued effect, though any time in the suit contributes to the overall cumulative time until the subject reaches time point beta. Time point beta refers to the subsequent time period that passes if a subject is still wearing SCP-482 once alpha lapses. During this period, the subject experiences physical mutation that seems to be determined by the nature of the subject's mental disorder. Should the subject have multiple mental illnesses, the mutations will manifest according to their degree of strength. See experiment log SCP-482 for recorded physical mutations observed during testing.